Hello my dear students of class 11 Geography. In this video I am going to introduce chapter 3 Interior of the Earth from the book Fundamentals of Physical Geography. Geography is basically concerned with the study of the surface features of the earth, the configuration of the earth's surface and their effects. But the configuration of the earth's surface is largely an outcome of the processes that operate in the interior of the earth. Thus, it becomes necessary for us to have some idea and knowledge about the interior of the earth. The interior of the earth is a subject matter of geology, and geography derives its data from geology and analyze it for understanding the surface features, the topographical features in a better way. But our knowledge about the earth's interior is limited because the average radius of the earth, the distance from the surface to the center, we take 6,370 kilometers, and neither we nor any of our instrument can reach to the center of the earth because of high temperature, pressure and density, and collect samples for direct observations. So our knowledge largely depend on indirect sources. Of course, some information we get from the direct observations, direct sources, but that is very limited. Among the direct sources, mining activity is an important process that gives us certain information about the upper part of the earth's interior. In mining, we know that we dig out the earth's surface, we remove the surface rocks, we go inside the earth, but up to a certain distance only. But whatever those materials, their conditions, the temperature conditions, the pressure conditions, the density conditions inside the mine reveal certain important facts. So by analyzing the conditions in the mine, we can estimate the rest of the conditions. But the problem is, even the deepest mine on the earth's surface, that is in South Africa, Robinson Deep, that is just little more than 4 kilometers deep. So our knowledge right from the mining activity is only confined up to 4 kilometers of the depth from the surface of the earth. However, deep ocean drilling process is going on in Arctic Ocean at Kolar, and that has reached little above 12 kilometer depth, and the materials obtained from there have been analyzed, and that have revealed certain important information. So that is up to 12 kilometers only, but on the other side we see the radius of the earth is up to 6,370 kilometers. So in comparison to that, our direct knowledge is just a little part. The next important direct observation include the volcanic activity. My boys, we know that during the volcanic eruptions, some materials are ejected from inside the earth, from the interior of the earth. Lava, gases, water vapor and different types of dust materials are ejected out, and lava is hot, or by analyzing other gases we come to know that these gases are inside these by analyzing the material, we can come to know this type of material we have inside. But here also, actually it becomes difficult to ascertain the depth from which the lava is thrown. Anyway, that gives a lot of information about the interior of the earth, lot of clues about the interior of the earth. So finally, we have to depend for the larger part of the information from the indirect sources. The lower part of the earth of the interior is beyond the reach of our direct observation, and we need to depend on indirect sources. So what are the various indirect sources? The various indirect sources include the density, pressure, temperature, gravity, earthquake, seismic waves, and meteors also. So these are the indirect sources and or which give us vital information about the interior of the earth. Density. We know that the upper part of the earth CL layer that has just the density of 2.7 gram per cubic centimeter. But when we go to the interior of the earth, and the material from the interior of the earth shows higher density. This reveals that. And one more important thing, the average density of the earth as per Newton's law is 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter. This means the upper part has only, suppose, average 3 gram per cubic centimeter, but the average density is 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter. That means the interior part has higher density. The interior part is made of heavy materials. So by analyzing density, we come to know some facts about the interior of the earth. Temperature. During the mining, when we go deep inside the mine, we find that temperature is increasing. And when lava is ejected or some other materials are ejected, so we know that temperature in the interior there is higher temperature. In fact, by the latest estimates, temperature is increasing of temperature, rate of increase of temperature is 12 degrees Celsius per kilometer for the first 100 kilometer depth. And after that, 2 degrees Celsius per kilometer, and up to 300 kilometer, and then it increases by 1 degree Celsius per kilometer. But scale is not uniform. And in this way, it is calculated that the core of the earth may have as high, the temperature as high as 2900 degrees Celsius. And at this temperature, nothing can remain in the solid state. So it is estimated that the inner core is in the liquid state. Similarly, but there is a high pressure also. So with under high pressure, they are the core experiences high pressure also. As we go inside the earth, the pressure goes on increasing. It is estimated that the center of the earth experiences the pressure of 3,500 kilobars. When the normal atmospheric pressure is just 1013.25 millibar. So there is high pressure. Similarly, we have uh, density, temperature, and pressure, so that reveal certain facts. And gravity, you uh, must have used the value of g in physics class, that is average value of for g gravity is taken as 9.81 meter per second square. This gravity is not uniform throughout the latitudes of the earth. It is greater at pole and lesser at equator because of the distance, because the gravity is directly proportional to the mass and inversely proportional to the distance. But besides that, in general also, on the surface of the earth, gravity varies from place to place, which we call gravity anomaly. And it is estimated that this variation is due to the difference in the distribution of mass of the mass of the material. The mass of the earth, mass of the different material inside the earth varies, and that's why gravity also varies. That is called gravity anomaly. So this also gives certain information about the interior of the earth. Meteors that fall sometime, which we call shooting star, that falls sometime on the earth, and it is said that they originated along with the origin of the earth. So the analysis of the meteors that fall down on the earth gives some information about the earth's interior. So these are certain indirect sources, but the most important indirect source that give lot of vital information about the interior of the earth is earthquake, seismic waves, the analysis of the seismic waves, that we will discuss in another video, in the next video. Thank you.